Thank you, convener. I didn't expect to be on this committee today, if I'm honest, but I can't resist asking a question about this. So I think there's some. I mean, there was all. I mean, the city deal obviously is engineered to support growth and development of the city region, which we welcome. I think going back to when, just after the last election, there was a feeling that what we got from the city deal wasn't quite what we asked for. But I think I'm right in saying that all parties unanimously supported it, and I think also continue to do so. But I think in recent months there's been concern about some aspects of the delivery, and I'm really thinking here about the proposals to upgrade Sheriffhall Roundabout, and also the what's went out to consultation. I think there's a meeting this evening or perhaps tomorrow evening, Midlothian Council running around the A701 Relief Road, and I think there's some people are concerned, and I have to say I'm one of them, that these projects in particular, and perhaps other aspects, aren't compatible with our aspirations around the climate emergency, and there's a feeling that these projects may well generate extra traffic and extra emissions. So I guess the question to, I think it's Mr. Nicol, is are we sure that everything we're doing here is compatible with our aspirations around the climate emergency, which we've spoken about quite a lot this afternoon, even in the sort of hour or so that I've been involved in this meeting. So is this a test that we're failing in terms of the climate emergency, or do you think it's completely compatible with our plans? There's quite aggressive road building. I have to say, I mean, in the south of Edinburgh, I think these are the biggest road building projects we've seen since I moved to Edinburgh in the mid-90s.
Yep, thanks, Councillor Arthur. I'll maybe take a half step back, first of all, just picking up on what Sat had said and answering the previous question first, because you may also be aware that there was an announcement from Scottish Government today in terms of some of the housing funding, and that sort of related to the other project that Sat was mentioning, which was 5 million going towards the development of the strategic site at Dunfermline. So that's that one. In terms of the transport projects, yes, there has been a lot of debate, particularly amongst on Sheriff Hall. There was a lot of input from the regional partners in terms of the design of that, and a lot of emphasis put on making sure that the scheme will enhance community connectivity, will improve road safety, will relieve congestion, improve journey times and journey time reliability. And I suppose, maybe what's quite powerful in that area is that, there was a communication from Spokes to their membership, which sort of, did say that the initial plans for them were really appalling for sort of in terms of cycling, but thanks to the efforts that they had made and their membership and other partners, they now felt that the active travel dimensions were pretty good, and they encouraged their membership to support them. So I think we've done a lot of work to make sure that is reflected, and I suppose the Sheriff Hall design in and of itself won't be everything. There will need to be things through the STPR 2, through the bus partnership fund, and it's not just Sheriff Hall that's an issue in relation to the bypass. So we need to look at it in its totality there. So I think the regional partners have taken that view, and with the sort of the climate emergency, very much to the fore in their consideration.
Thank you. I'm conscious of time.
Can I just have a
very briefly, Councillor?
Yeah, I mean, I have to declare a slight conflict of interest because I am a member of Spokes. Quite interested to hear there's quite some support for the Sheriffhall proposals. Can you just expand slightly on what you're talking about there in terms of the bypass in its totality? Are you suggesting we need further investment to upgrade capacity?
I'm not a transport expert, but we certainly need a sort of a suite of interventions now, whether that's sort of the bus prioritisation as well. So looking at the bus partnership fund, you're right, Olive. I think you'd also mentioned the link road for Easterbush as well, that Midlothian are have started consulting on this week. So we need to make sure that there's no unintended consequences, both on the sort of the trunk road capacity, but also one of the things that the convener of this committee was particularly keen on was to make sure and to secure a commitment from the regional partners and from Transport Scotland, who are managing this scheme, was that that it wasn't going to lead to knock-on impacts on roads on the south side, Old Dalkeith Road, etc. So that was one of the commitments that was secured from all parties, and agreed at the joint committee that we would monitor that, and if there was any unintended consequences, there would be a collective approach to mitigating that.
Okay, thanks for that. Thank you, convener.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any further questions, so if we can move to recommendations and approve those set in section 1.